And it is a great pleasure to welcome to the Book Talk segment today a woman who has put together a very interesting book and also founded a very interesting organization. We're joined today by Sara Horowitz. She has put together the Freelancer's Bible, everything you need to know to have the career of your dreams on your terms. She's also the founder of the Freelancers Union. We'll find out about that as well. Sara Horowitz joined us by phone today. And Sara, good to talk to you. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much for having me.
Good to have a chance to chat with you for a couple of minutes. And congratulations. I did see the newsletter, or actually the email put out. I think you're going to be on the board of the Federal Reserve. Did I get that right?
In New York, yes.
New York. That's a good honor for you. That's great. And talk a little bit about, for the people that aren't aware, I didn't know it either until I knew you were going to come on the show today and read through the book, the Freelancers Union. You founded that back in 1995 for folks like myself. I'm a freelancer as well as doing this. Anybody in this business, I guess, is, but a lot of people out there.
Yeah, no, it's true. We have 200,000 members, lots in Florida, and it's really for people who work independently, who are self-employed, solo entrepreneurs, part-timers, temps, and it really goes across the whole economic spectrum, from people who do freelance writing, freelance radio hosting, catering, closet organizing, to real estate finance, doctors. It's everywhere.
I think more people now, in the last 10 or 15 years or so, whether by choice or by design, have gotten out of the normal work environment, regular 8 to 5 kind of job, and they're doing more freelance opportunity, or looking for more freelance opportunities now. So I guess that's a good thing in a sense for this organization, right? To get a little more power to get insurance and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is a real sea change in the economy and also in the way we're working. And we're not going to have just these long-term full-time jobs with benefits, but much more realistically a series of gigs and jobs and projects. And what we need to do is really go step by step to figure out what are we going to need to do to just continue to get the work that we need. And that's why I wrote the Freelancer's Bible, was to really try to take what I've learned from hearing freelancers talk over the years about what they've done and what's been successful, so that there's a place for people to go to learn the step-by-step and can put a life together that way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, and myself included, anybody who does some freelance work, you may know the job, what you're going to do, but there's other aspects to it, of course. Billing, getting the job, obviously that's number one, and how to handle the business aspect of it, taxes, if you have to be self-insured, where do you go for that? So it's a lot more than just knowing a skill or a trade, right?
For sure, and a lot of times people get nervous when they hear, it's not just doing a job, I have to market myself, and I have to do taxes and benefits. But what you start to really learn is that you can start putting together your kitchen cabinet, the people that you trust who've been doing this, that you can ask. But it's not just about asking people. You think, who can I give to? Who can I be helpful to? Freelancing is always about a two-way street. And in the Freelancer's Bible, we really try to teach you those kinds of skills. So we want you to kind of get out of that habit of thinking networking is pulling out your card and shoving it to somebody's face. Instead, it's about going and listening and hearing and finding out, what do people need? What do the customers want? And how can you satisfy that need or solve that problem?
Yeah, you go into that quite a bit in the book. I think that's important because you hear the term networking and see these networking events, and all it is, a lot of them are just people handing cards to each other. And nobody really reads the card, and they try to throw it away anyway, so it doesn't help.
Exactly. So let's say you go to that event and you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to try this in a new way. I'm going to go and talk to people, and I'm going to find one person I actually like. Like one person, I just like them. They're not even in my field. And you say, I'd love to have coffee with you because I do this kind of work and you do that kind of work, and I bet you probably know some good tax people, and I might be able to help you get a gig because I've lived in this neighborhood for a long time, or this town. And so, okay, then you got one. And then you go down, and lo and behold, after a year, you've got 5 people. And now, let's say, one of the things about freelancing is sometimes you have too much work. So you could say, well, of my 5, I think this one could do some of that work. I'm going to outsource a little bit of that work to them, with the understanding that when they have so much work, they're going to give me some. So suddenly now, instead of that awful experience, you picked up one person, and over time, you got 5. And what you see is this is how you start building up a really good network of people, which is what's so important in freelancing.
I think patience is something a lot of people, myself included, you want the job right away, you want to get it going, but it takes a little time to kind of get the motor going, and then once it gets going, the work kind of feeds on itself. It's a good thing, but you can't come off as too desperate, and that turns people off. I think that's what a lot of people do wrong. Is that the biggest mistake you think people make?
Well, it's funny. I think people don't want to look desperate, but what's even better is to not be desperate. And the way to do that is to be very proactive and say, I'm going to actually analyze and say, maybe there are some things I need to do about getting a part-time job, whether it's like working in a bookstore or being selling coffee or waiting tables or whatever. I always be proud of work, I think. And then you have some money coming in that you can then go and look at doing these other things. I think the desperation really shows when you keep doing the same thing over and you're not picking up work, you're feeling really bad about yourself. And in the Freelancer's Bible, what we tried to do is through quizzes and different kinds of exercises help you to kind of move out of that rut and start to think about what are the other ways that I could present myself and to be scrappy and not to be ashamed. It's great if you just get off and get another, gig somewhere, even if it's not in your field. Be proactive and don't be ashamed if it's not in your field.
Then you talk about different chapters and setting up your home office. If you want to do it that way, we talked about before health insurance and working with family balance and that kind of thing. Which, if you work at home, I mean that's a big issue itself. You got to set aside time where you can work uninterrupted. So it's a lot of issues that go into it, and you get some great tips in there.
Yep, it's really true.
What about health insurance? I think a lot of people are concerned about that, whether they're going to start their own business or even do it on the side. Maybe they have to buy their own insurance. Is that getting easier now? I mean, now we're going through a whole change with the healthcare system. People are concerned about that. But as a freelancer, are you able to buy insurance?
Yeah, well, one of the things is that starting in next year, that the health reform will come in, and if you're under 400% of poverty, and for a family of 4, that's about $89,000, you'll be eligible for some subsidies, and that'll be very helpful. And then there are going to be other things like health co-ops that are nonprofit health insurance companies that will also start becoming available, and people can find out about those kinds of resources. And they can do that by going to the Freelancers Union website, where we'll keep everybody apprised about the new changes, freelancersunion.org. And then Freelancer's Bible, we help to really set out what are the ways and groups that you can go to look for health insurance for right now.
Great. Yeah, I know that's always been a big concern of people, but again, you can join the Freelancers Union. It doesn't cost anything either, right? I mean, that's
right.
Free site, so there's information there. Well, the name of the book is called The Freelancer's Bible. We've been talking with Sara Horowitz today, and Sara, give out the website again. People get a hold of the book or get a hold of you.
Yeah, they can go to Barnes & Noble or Amazon or any place like that and pick up Freelancer's Bible, or come to our website, freelancersbible.com, or go to freelancersunion.org.
Great. Sara, pleasure to talk to you for a few minutes. Keep up the good work with the organization, and hopefully we can talk to you again. Thanks for joining us.
Great. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.